In this video, we will be covering the scheduler in TRAKnet PM 3.0. To access your scheduler, you will click the Scheduler tab in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. From the scheduler screen, you'll be able to track the flow of each patient as they move through your practice, and it will serve as the cornerstone of the workflow for your office. Upon opening the scheduler for the first time, a settings screen will open, allowing you to set up your scheduler to fit the particular needs of your practice. This settings screen can also be opened at any time just by clicking the Settings option in the upper right-hand corner of your scheduler. The settings on this screen can be changed by clicking the drop-down menu listed along each particular setting. While most of these settings can be changed at any time, the interval option must be selected once upon initially using TRAKnet PM and cannot be changed again. Moving down the settings menu, we will choose the drop-down next to Booking to decide how many appointments we would like to allow per time slot. This can be set up to a maximum of 6. Moving along, the default appointment reason will allow us to choose the default reason that a patient may be being seen at our practice. The Use Default Facility option will default all appointments to the facility that you selected when logging in. The Show Default Schedule option will allow you to choose whose schedule you would like to view on default, either the providers, the users, or both. The Hide Non-Provider Schedule option will hide the schedules of all users who are not listed as providers in your system. Finally, Show Address on Reports will determine whether or not your practice's address will print on reports run for the scheduler. Once you have completed making all changes to your scheduler options, click Save in the upper right-hand corner of this window to save your changes. Now that the setup of our scheduler is complete, we are going to discuss the variety of ways in which you can view and navigate your scheduler. TRAKnet PM includes several different options to view the scheduler, which can be selected in the upper left-hand portion of the scheduler window here. These options include the Day view, as shown here, the Week view, which will list the full week of one particular user or provider, and the List view, which will show a comprehensive list of all appointments for a particular provider or location. The list view can be sorted by using the drop-down menus located along the top of the screen here. Let's return to the day view of the scheduler. Next, we are going to discuss moving through the scheduler to view and create appointments. On default, the scheduler in TRAKnet PM will open to the current date and time. However, on the left-hand side of the scheduler screen, you will find a calendar allowing you easy navigation through different days, weeks, and months. To select a different day, simply click on this day in the calendar. You can move through the months on your calendar with the arrow buttons located on either side of the month and year at the top of the calendar. Alternatively, clicking the month and year at the top of the calendar will open a drop-down menu, allowing you to move forward or backward several months at a time. To return to today's date, simply click the Today button in the bottom right-hand corner of your calendar. Should you need to book an appointment a specific number of days, weeks, or months in advance, TRAKnet will allow you to easily jump ahead through the calendar by a set amount with the drop-down menus above the calendar window. Now that we've discussed viewing the calendar by date and time, let's return to today's date and discuss viewing the scheduler by user and provider. Appointments in TRAKnet PM are booked to either a particular provider or a particular room at a location, and the scheduler can be set up to view either. To choose whose schedule you are currently viewing, simply check the checkbox next to that particular user's name. This will open them up on the screen. The day view will allow us to open multiple schedules at a time. Now that we've covered the basics of moving through our scheduler, let's discuss creating appointments. Creating an appointment in TRAKnet PM is as simple as selecting our desired time slot, then clicking the Add button on the top of the screen and choosing Appointment. This will open the Add Appointment window. This screen will be where all pertinent information about the appointment will be entered: who it is with, where it is at, the reason for the visit, and the patient. It will also be used to track and record your patient's progress through your office. To choose who will be seeing the patient and whose scheduler the appointment will be visible on, choose the provider's name from the With drop-down menu. On default, this will be the provider you selected when logging in. The Reason drop-down menu will allow you to select the reason for this patient's visit from the available list of appointment types in your system. TRAKnet PM will come preloaded with several different options. However, later in this video, we will be discussing how to add and modify to this list. For now, let's choose our ingrown nail appointment reason. Next, we will need to choose our patient. Click the Select button next to the Patient field to open the Patient Search screen. To search for a patient, place your cursor in the Search field here and type either the patient's first or last name, then hit Enter on your keyboard or click Search. To choose this patient, click on the patient in the list, then click Select. To choose a facility, click the drop-down menu next to the Facility field and select your desired facility. The bottom portion of the Add Appointment window will allow us to preview our current day's scheduled appointments, as well as choose a new time slot if desired by simply clicking on a new time. Alternatively, we can use the Time drop-down menu to select a new time from the available list. The duration of our appointment is defaulted specific to that appointment reason. However, should you like to change the duration, you may do so here with this drop-down menu. Should you need to reschedule the appointment for later in the week, you can view the weekly schedule from here. Alternatively, TRAKnet PM allows us to easily reschedule our appointment days, weeks, or months in advance right from this screen by using these drop-down menus. Now that we've created the basics for our appointment, let's discuss the tabs along the top of the screen. These tabs will provide us with a variety of additional information and choices, allowing us to track this appointment as it moves through our practice. Specifically, the Tasks tab will allow us to mark relevant information such as whether or not the patient has canceled their appointment, when they were contacted, if they've been checked in or out, and if they've been assigned to a room. To make these selections, simply check the checkbox next to each and use the timestamps to mark what time this activity happened. Moving along the top of the screen, the Comments tab will allow us to enter any internal comments specific to this appointment. The History tab will show us a history of all changes made to this appointment, when they were made, and who in the office made them. Finally, the Appointments tab will show us a preview of all appointments, both past and future, for this patient. Once we've finished making all changes to this appointment, we'll click Save in the bottom right-hand corner to add the appointment to our daily schedule. TRAKnet PM allows us to view pertinent information about the appointment at a glance along the bottom portion of the scheduler screen. To view this preview, simply left-click on the appointment. This preview will allow us a variety of tools and options to access the patient's information. Clicking on the patient's name in blue will open the patient's electronic chart. Located next to this link are the patient's account number, phone number, and date of birth. If there are any alerts or comments about this patient, these two options will become blue hyperlinks, allowing us easy access to this information. Additionally, we can select our patient's insurance information by clicking the insurance link here. Please be sure to view our billing training for some more in-depth information about adding billing information to your system. If the patient has a copay, you can take in a payment from this link here. Moving down the appointment preview, the comment we entered on our appointment is visible at a glance here. Beneath that, the basic information about our appointment is also available. Along the bottom of the preview window are a series of icons. These icons will become active, such as our contacted icon, as these tasks are completed for that specific visit. Moving back up our scheduler to our appointment, right-clicking on the appointment will open a drop-down menu with several different options for that appointment. Clicking Modify will reopen the appointment screen, allowing us to continue making changes or selecting tasks. You can also mark these tasks as they are completed from this same drop-down menu as seen here. Additionally, you can remove or reschedule the appointment, create an encounter for the appointment, or search the entire list of appointments from this menu. Making the selection to reschedule the appointment will open the Modify Appointment screen, where the date and time can be modified on the Schedule tab. Many of these drop-down menu options are also available as buttons along the top of the scheduler screen, such as the Modify button here. As we discussed when we were setting up our scheduler in the beginning, TRAKnet PM allows you to double or triple book appointments. Let's demonstrate that. To double book on a specific time slot, place your cursor on that time slot, right-click, and then click Add. From here, we will enter all information for this appointment as demonstrated before when adding our first appointment. As you can see, this appointment will now appear alongside the appointment we previously scheduled. Remember that you can book up to 6 appointments on one time slot, but to do so, you must make the choice for how many appointments you would like per time slot under these settings in the scheduler. Other than single patient visits, TRAKnet PM's scheduler will also allow you to create facility visits. Facility visits are a type of appointment where multiple patients can be added to the visit at once, a useful tool when visiting facilities such as nursing homes. Let's add one now. To add a facility visit, click on the time slot you would like to schedule it to, then click Add and Facility Visit. This will open the Add Appointment screen. As with single patient appointments, you will need to select who it is with, where it is at, and the reason for the visit. In this case, we've chosen a simple reason of facility. As before, facility visits will also have a Comments tab where you can add any additional comments about this particular facility visit, and a History tab where any changes that have been made to this facility visit will be recorded. Unlike a single patient appointment, however, the Patients tab will be where the patient we will be seeing at this facility will be entered, which allows us to choose multiple patients who will be seen at that facility. To enter patients to this facility visit, click the Select Patient button here. This will open the Patient Search screen, where we can enter the patient's first or last name to add them to this facility. Facility visits also allow us to generate a recall list. This list will generate a list of all patients who meet your given criteria of number of days since last visit and diagnoses who can then be added to your facility visit straight from this screen. You may also print your recall list by clicking on the Print button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Once you're finished with your recall list, simply click OK. You may print the list of patients at this facility visit by clicking the Print button here. To remove a patient from your facility visit, click the red X under Remove next to their name. Once you have finished adding patients to your facility visit, click Save in the bottom right-hand corner to add this facility visit to your scheduler. Once the facility has been added as an appointment, left-click on the facility to see the preview for this new appointment. Facility visits have a very different preview feature from single patient appointments. Here, you will see the complete list of all patients scheduled to that facility, as well as their account number, their room number, if it is entered into their chart, the date of their last encounter, and the date of any future visits that may be already scheduled. You will also be able to create an encounter for each individual patient from this list. To reschedule this entire facility visit to a different date or time, right-click on the facility appointment block, then click Reschedule. Now that we've covered the basics of using the scheduler in your office, let's discuss a few more features for tailoring the scheduler to fit your particular needs. With TRAKnet PM, you are able to block out specific days and times on your scheduler to indicate when you may or may not be seeing patients. To create a block, click the Block button on the top of the screen. Let's start with blocked days. When blocking days, the Block Days window will open and we will see a calendar of days that are currently available. If a day is already blocked off, it will be marked in yellow. Today's date will be indicated with an orange border. To select a day to block, simply left-click on that day in the calendar. To select more than one day, right-click on any additional days. Blocked days are specific to a particular user or room, reflecting the available view on the scheduler. To choose who the blocked day is for, simply choose their name from the drop-down menu. You will also need to select a reason for this blocked day from the Select Reason drop-down menu. In this case, let's say it's for personal reasons. You can also add additional comments to these blocked days in the comment box here, should you wish to elaborate. However, only the person or room and reason are required. Once you are ready to add this blocked day to your scheduler, click Save in the upper right-hand corner of this screen. Let's go view our blocked day. As you can see, our provider's day has been blocked off, and the reason for the block is available at the top of the screen here. While we can't schedule through this block, should we need to unblock that day, we can left-click on the block, then click Remove at the top of the screen. Now that we've successfully blocked off a day on our scheduler, let's discuss blocking off certain times. To block off certain times, click the Block icon on the top of the screen, then select Times. This will then open the Block Time window. Blocked times, much like blocked days, are specific to a certain person or room. Block times are also specific to a certain day of the week. Let's create one for Monday. To add a blocked time, click the green Add button after selecting your desired day. This will then open the Block Time Editor window. Here, there are several selections to customize this blocked time. Starting from the top, back color can be selected by clicking this box here and choosing a desired color from the available list. This will determine the color of the block as it appears on our scheduler. For color refers to the color of the text on the block, which will describe what the block is for. Be sure to make this color something that is easily readable on your selected background color. The Block Appointment Type drop-down menu will allow you to choose the frequency of this block, such as every week, every second week, or every month. The start time will be the time on the scheduler where the block will start. For this example, we will create a lunch hour beginning at 12:15 p.m. Likewise, the end time will determine when this block will end on our scheduler. If we only want this block to last for a very specific range of dates, we can set the start date and end date here. Finally, the description field here refers to the name of this block as it will appear on our scheduler. For this example, we'll call it lunch. Once you've finished entering all information to this blocked time, click the Save button in the upper right-hand corner of this screen. If all days of the week will have the same blocked times, you can copy this block across the mall with the Copy To drop-down menu. From the drop-down menu, select the days you would like to copy this block to, and then click Yes. Blocked times can then also be copied to other people or rooms on your scheduler with the Copy To drop-down menu on the bottom portion of the block time window. Simply select the user you would like to copy this to, then click Yes. After you've finished setting up your blocked times, click OK in the upper right-hand portion of this window. Moving along the various buttons at the top of the screen, the Find button will allow you to search for all appointments for a particular patient in a set date range. To select this date range, simply click the Start Date and End Date drop-down menus and select the dates in which you would like to search. You may also choose to search for appointments that were scheduled with a particular user or provider by choosing a user or provider from the With drop-down menu. To search for a particular patient, place your cursor in the search box, then enter either the patient's first or last name and click Search. A list of all appointments on your scheduler for this patient will then populate. To go to that appointment, simply double-click on the appointment from this list. You will then be brought to that appointment as it appears on your scheduler. Moving along, the Refresh button at the top of the screen will simply refresh the scheduler to reflect any changes you may have made. Continuing along the top of the screen, the Appointment Type button will allow you to create appointment types or reasons for why a patient may be coming to your office. TRAKnet PM will come pre-loaded with a series of appointment types available for you to use. However, you may create, modify, or delete appointment types as you see fit. To modify an appointment type, simply click the pencil-shaped icon under the Edit column on that appointment type. This will then open the Appointment Type Editor screen. Once this screen opens, you can then make any necessary changes to background color, foreground color, default length, and the name of that appointment type. Once you're completed, click Save at the top. To delete an appointment type, click the red X listed next to this appointment type under the Delete column. Please note that any appointment type listed as a system property cannot be deleted. To add a completely new appointment type to the list of available appointment types, click the Add button in the upper right-hand corner. This will then open the Appointment Type Editor window. On this window, back color refers to the color of the appointment as it will appear on the scheduler. Fore color refers to the color of the font that lists the name or reason for that appointment. The default minutes will allow you to choose the default length for that appointment type. This must fit within the constraints of your scheduler interval. For example, if you are set up for 15-minute intervals, it must be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and so on. Checking the No Export checkbox will flag this appointment type to not be exported to a reminder system when exporting your list of appointments. Checking the Patient Required checkbox will indicate that to use this appointment type, a patient is required. Finally, the Reason field will be where you will enter the name for this appointment type. This field is required. Once you have completed making all necessary changes for this appointment type, click Save in the upper right-hand corner. This appointment will now be listed in our list of available appointment types. After you have finished creating and modifying appointment types, click OK in the upper right-hand corner. The Print button, located next to the Appointment Type button, will allow us to print our daily schedule in a list of all appointments. This concludes our training on the scheduler in TRAKnet PM version 3.0. Please be sure to refer to our website for additional training materials, videos, and guides, and thank you for watching.